welcome everyone. Today we are going to see some interesting endgame puzzles. This is the first position. Black has a rook and 4 pawns for white queen, but they're about to promote here or maybe here, so it seems like they're winning this game. However, there is a fantastic move for white. This king is not really so safe in this position, so the first move in this situation will be queen a1, fantastic sacrifice in this position. After king takes, then king c2. This is a mate net here. White is threatening knight b3 now, and there's no way for black to control this square. Also, they don't have a possibility to do a check, or maybe to clear some square for black king. That means that it will be made in the next move, no matter what black plays here. So let's see it again. Queen a1, king takes, and king c2, and nothing can stop knight b3 mate in the next move. This is the second position. Black has an extra piece here, but white has at least 2 pawns as compensation. Actually, there is something very strong for white in this position that should be winning. Is some kind of skewer, is also a strong sacrifice. The first move here will be rook b6. It's threatening the rook, and if the rook moves somewhere, then white can take this knight and also this pawn. It means they will have a rook's endgame, but they will have 2 connected passed pawns here, so it should be winning for white. Also, maybe black can take with the rook, but then pawn takes rook, and one of these pawns will be able to promote because this knight is too far. And finally, after pawn takes rook, then a7 should be very strong. The only move is rook c8, and then c takes b6, and one of these pawns will promote again. About this situation, I want to show you some endgame. This is a basic position you need to know. If you have 2 connected passed pawns in the 6th rank, you should know they are better than a rook. No matter if the rook comes over here or maybe behind the pawns or over the sides, the passed pawns, at least one of them will promote. So the idea is that you don't even have to calculate anymore if you get this. If you get 2 connected passed pawns in the 6th rank, you know they will be stronger than the rook, and one of them will promote. For example, here rook b8, then b7, and then a7. So this is the line again: rook b6, pawn takes, a7, rook c8, and then pawn takes. And this is winning for white. This is position number 3. White has an extra piece here on e6, so white should be winning this game if nothing special happens. But let's see, because this king is not so safe here. The first move in this position, rook h1. The king has to take, and then king g3. Black is threatening mate here on e1, and white doesn't have a way to stop that. They cannot control the back rank. They cannot find a way to block, because maybe bishop c4, but then rook e1 and bishop and rook takes bishop. So this position is winning. There is a mate net, and there's nothing white can do to stop this. So let's see it again: rook h1 and king g3, and mate in a couple of moves. Position number 4, black has an exchange up, but white has 2 pawns, as compensation. However, there is a very strong move right now. It's like a double threat, also related to some deflection. The first move for black in this position, rook b8, is threatening the rook and threatening the bishop at the same time. The problem is that this rook on a8 is also protecting this file. So if the rook moves, black will have mate here on a6. So this move is winning. Actually, there's nothing white can do here. Maybe rook a7, but then they will lose the bishop. After rook takes b8, then rook a6. This is like a back rank mate in the a file. We could call this like a first file mate, maybe. So this is the line. Rook b8, deflecting, and after rook takes, then rook a6. Position number 5. A rook's endgame here, 4 against 4 pawns. Somebody said once that all rook endgames are a draw, but I think white is going to win this one. Just a small hint here. It's related to the idea of creating two connected passed pawns here. The first move in this position, rook c6, is threatening this pawn, also threatening rook c7, taking the rook. So maybe a good option for black could be king d8, but then white will take this pawn and probably will take some other pawn, and it should be winning for them. After pawn takes rook, then white can just play b7 and a6, and one of the white pawns will promote. So this is the line, rook c6 and b7. After rook here, then a6, and this is winning. And as we always do, the best puzzle for the end. In this position, white has an extra piece over here, but they don't have pawns, so it seems like it's not a winning advantage right now. However, if we can capture in some way this bishop, then we will have some real possibilities to win, assuming we know to do mate with knight and bishop against king. But the problem is that how to capture this bishop. Suddenly, some people might be thinking about knight g3 and knight takes bishop, but be careful because there is a trick here. Knight check, king h6 and knight takes bishop doesn't work right now because this is a stalemate. The knight is controlling g7 and the bishop is controlling these squares, so this is a stalemate right now. So that line doesn't work. So we need to find something different to get this bishop. The first move and the only winning idea in this position will be bishop b1. Whatever black plays, they will lose the bishop and the game. If black king moves somewhere, then they lose the bishop. And if black bishop moves somewhere, then we will have a discovered check taking the bishop. For example, after bishop f3 or e2, then we have knight d4. Discover check, and then we will capture the bishop. And after bishop d1, then white has knight e3, taking the bishop as well. So this is the line, bishop b1, and whatever black plays, we win the bishop and the endgame. So this is all I've got for today. If you like this kind of videos about tactic, endgames, puzzles, give me like so I can know it and I will do more videos like this one. If you have any question, you can also leave a comment and I will always try to help. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and bye for now.